い視聴者くん、私と話したい？ねえ、話したいの？気になる？
この動画をクリックしたということは、この人工知能音声クローンが本当に動作するか気になったのですね。今聞いている声は、たった10秒の音声から生成されたものです。It even works with cross-language inference, though not perfectly.
でも私が教えるのは、あなたがレイエンのチャンネルを登録してくれたらね。冗談よ。手順を守ればそんなに難しくないはずよ。できるなら。だけど。
みんなわかってるわよ。あなたがこれを使って何をするつもりか。本当に汚らわしい。
はい、もう十分。行こう。
So you want to talk to your AI waifus just like the text-to-speech shown in the introduction. Well, don't worry, I've got you today. Alright, so usually it'd be just a funny video, but this time is actually an educational video. So let's go. Alright, so the package we're using, this one is GPT-sovits. Okay, GPT-sovits, this one right here. If you search GPT-sovits, no, it's not Soviet, it's GPT-sovits. Okay, you're going to click this one. And then this is the entire GitHub repository. You can feel free to take a read here, but it's really not necessary. With that being said, let's get started. So first of all, I recommend Python 3.10. Just get that set up, right? So you know what? This isn't really like a beginner tutorial, but I will try my best to explain everything, okay? So I'm using Linux, but the installation process for Windows should be somewhat similar. So, and I will do a walkthrough with you. Right? So, you're gonna ignore this. You know, you could just do this, right? Honestly, I haven't done that, but you know what? We can install manually. Let's just install manually. Hopefully, you know what? It'll be the same. So, first of all, you need to go here and create a new folder, right? So it'll be more like Windows. I'm assuming most of you guys on Windows, so I'll make it more like what you guys are used to. So you can name this whatever. I'm just gonna name it gpt-sovits testing, okay? So you can name it whatever, okay? So you're gonna go here, you're gonna go File, Open, and then you're gonna open this folder that you just created. So in this case, it's GPT-sovits testing, and then I'm gonna go press OK, and then I have something saved, so I'm just gonna save it. And here you go. Okay, so you're in here. You're in VS Code. You can tell you're in the folder here. Okay, now you're going to create a virtual environment. Virtual environments are important. Because look, imagine that you're installing packages from all over the place, right? And then these packages basically require other packages to run, but only certain versions. So in other words, use virtual environments not to screw up anything else you have done in your virtual environment, okay? Now, if you never installed Python before, I highly recommend you install it right now. Otherwise, don't be here. Check out my other video, okay? So you're going to basically press Control-Shift-P, okay? I think on Mac, that's Command-Shift-P. And then it should pop up Python create environment. If you don't, you can just search it, Python create environment. Okay, you're gonna press this button, and then you're gonna press V and V, and then you're gonna press 3.10 if you have that installed. Okay, so it's gonna create a virtual environment. It's gonna take a couple seconds, and in that meanwhile, we will read the instructions. Right, so it says using Conda. I've never used Conda. It should be the same as virtual environments, but same thing, different day. Okay, Ubuntu Debian users, you're gonna sudo apt install ffmpeg, but I'm gonna assume that if you're on Linux, you already know what you're doing, so you wouldn't be here. Windows users, okay, so basically you have to download these two files and then place it in the GPT-sovits root. Okay, so I will show you what that means in just a second. So hopefully your virtual environment has been created. Great, right? So you're gonna create new terminal, right? And then you're basically gonna clone all the code that they have here into this folder, okay? So you can just press code, and then you see this HTTPS. You just copy this, and then you're gonna type, okay, you're gonna go new terminal, right? And then you're gonna go, make sure you're in your folder. You'll know this by the folder name being in blue. You're going to type git clone and then copy your link. So what this does is basically, see, the GPT-sovits folder that they have here, this is their folder. This is all of their code. And it just basically clones everything that they have here into here. Okay? Great. Programming concept number 1, I'm not going to teach you the exact steps. I don't know what issues you're going to have, so you're going to have to debug most of them on your own. I can give you pointers though. Okay, so once you have this, this entire folder, you have it cloned here, right? Now you get to see some, if you're on Windows, I'm pretty sure you can just run the Go Web UI bat folder, and then it should install everything. However, for the sake of this tutorial, and for the sake of my watch time too, I will show you how things are usually done manually if they don't have these folders. Okay, so lesson number 2, right? This code depends on some other code. Okay, now how do we get that other code installed? Right? There is this requirement.txt folder. Okay. Now, these are all the packages that is needed to run GPT-sovits. Are you going to install every single one of them? No. I mean, yes, but not manually, okay? That would be way too slow. If you just go like pip install numpy 1.23.4, it's going to take a while, okay? So what you do, right, is look, install dependencies. This installs everything you need based on this file, okay? Now this file, since this file is in this folder right here, I should probably zoom in actually. Since this requirements.txt file is in this folder, you're going to have to navigate to this folder, okay? So you're going to type cd, which stands for current directory, and then the folder name, which is gpt-sovits, okay? Case sensitive. Right. Now you know that you're in this folder because it has it here. And make sure you have your virtual environment activated, okay? This should happen automatically if you create a new terminal after you created your virtual environment here, right? And then boom, you have it here. Great. Once you have it here, you're going to type in this, okay? Installing requirements text, it's just going to run this manually, okay? Now, if you're fancy like me, you can do something called pip install UV. So this is it's just to speed things up, honestly. Right? I just use this nowadays, but it's really no different than if you just typed this. But PIP is a bit slow, so I'm installing UV just to speed things up a bit. But you can just install, you can just type in this by itself, and then it will install everything. Okay? So so I'm telling you guys, this is a tutorial video. I'm not trying to be entertaining here, guys, okay? So this should get you up and running. However, there are a few caveats. Okay. Now, one of them is if you are using a NVIDIA GPU, chances are you'll run into CUDA errors if you never installed CUDA before. Okay. So CUDA is basically NVIDIA's. You can think of it as their code to help your code run on their GPUs. It's why NVIDIA GPUs are better for programming, at least. That's why they're hella expensive. Actually, they cost me like a half a liter at this point. But this is what it sets it apart from like AMD GPUs, for example. Right. It's just its code compatibility with all of the machine learning stuff. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go into this extensively, but if you must know how to install CUDA, you can search up some tutorials online, or I should be. Let me see if I have anything for you guys. Nope, I have nothing for you guys. Actually, no. I will dig a bit. CUDA installing guide. Let's see. It should be maybe here. This link. Sorry, I have it on my other screen. Here. Okay. These are for the drivers, I think. Actually, whoops. Maybe here. Right. So when it says you have to do 12.1, right? Go search up like CUDA toolkit 12.1, 12.6 anything, and then you're just gonna click the buttons, and then you're gonna click the buttons, and then you're gonna click the buttons, and then you're gonna follow some instructions here and there, and then hopefully nothing blows up. Okay. It shouldn't. But this is why I recommend Linux, because you click some buttons, right? You click some buttons, and then holy shit, there's so many buttons, and then you just run like all of this stuff, right, in your terminal. Oh, by the way, I forgot. If you were on Windows, see, you gotta read the instructions. Windows, it says now you could double click some package, or you can install manually, which was us. And then there was a key thing with ffmpeg. Basically, every audio/video thing uses ffmpeg as its dependency, right? So here it is. So for Linux, you have to do this, but for Windows, you have to download these two, right? So whoops. This is files, right? So you download this, okay? Oh yeah, the download button is here. Okay, I didn't find it, but you download this, okay? And then I already have it downloaded. And then you place that in your root folder, which is this one, okay? Not your GPT-sovits testing folder, but this one, okay? I'm like a broken record, but I'm a big yapper. Great. So that should cover Windows, but let's go back. Okay, not the most cleanest and most organized tutorial, but it is the thought process. Okay, so hopefully by now, your thing has finished setting up. Great, right? Might pop up a few warnings, but hopefully nothing went wrong. Great. Now you're here. Now, I don't even remember the instructions, but this is a good learning opportunity, right? You're literally just going to read their instructions, and I will tell you how to read it. Therefore, this will help your growth as a programmer. Okay, this is how everybody gets started. Now, using Docker, that's not us. We skip it, right? Now, pre-trained models. Users in China can download these models here. Are you a user in China? Probably not, but if you are, click them here. Now, but if you are not, I'm pretty sure it says download pre-trained models from here. Okay, so we're gonna click this link, right? Okay, this takes us to Hugging Face. This is a model card. Go to files and versions and you should see, okay, this is all their models, right? So if you can click in here, click in here, right? There's all these models that are used to run the text-to-speech program, okay? Now, it says download all of them and place them in the GPT-Sovits pre-trained model. Once again, where is this GPT-Sovits pre-trained models folder? Well, you gotta read. So this is GPT-Sovits, the main folder, and then this is GPT-Sovits, the subfolder, okay? Underscore Sovits. There's a key difference here. And then pre-trained models should be right here. So there's a git nor here. You can go ahead and delete that. Honestly, it's for them, not for us, right? So this is their folder, okay? And you want to place all of this, like literally all of it, in this folder. Now, it's a pain in the ass if you download them each one and then name their folders exactly the same and all of that. That is honestly a lot of work that you could go through, but if you don't want to and you're lazy like me, okay, you're going to basically clone all of this, okay, using a command line. Okay, it's handy for times like this. Okay, so notice this file path excluding the tree and the main. Okay, so you're gonna copy this onto your clipboard. You're gonna go back to your terminal and you're gonna type git. Before that, you have to go into this folder. Okay, so you have to go into this GPT underscore folder. How do you do that? Well, again, CD, current directory, right? That's how the command terminal, this thing, the terminal knows which folder you are in because it is stupid, but smart at the same time. Okay, so GPT underscore Sovits. Great, now you are in this folder. It's the equivalent, okay, I will show you. It's the equivalent, excuse me. It is the equivalent, third time, of doing this and doing this. It's literally like you're clicking in this folder. That is what you're doing here, the CD function, okay? For all of you guys who don't know that. I'm gonna treat you guys like beginners. No offense to anyone who is more complex. This is probably not a tutorial for you, okay? So remember you have this link on your clipboard, okay? So you're gonna go here and then you're gonna go git clone, which is the same thing, plus this link that you have here, and then space, and then you're gonna type in the folder name that you want this to be copied into. So in this case, it's pre-trained models, okay? Be sure not to have a spelling error. This is my arch nemesis, spelling models. Okay, so pre-trained models. Did I spell that right? I did. Okay, great. So you have this. So what this is going to do is essentially get all of this stuff into this folder here. That's exactly what you're trying to do. So let's just clone into pre-trained models. Okay, I spelled it wrong. Oh my god, I spelled it wrong. That's wonderful. That's what. That's just wonderful. I mean, it really is what it is. Oh, and if you have trouble, if it runs into an error called like GitHub LSF, you're gonna have to install that first. So basically what that error is that it basically says, oh, hey, the files are a little large for me to clone. Like you have to install this separate package to do that. Okay, so it should, for you Ubuntu users, it should be this, right? This command. However, on Windows, I'm assuming it's relatively the same, but install GitHub git lfs Windows. I don't know if it's the same here. But yeah, okay. This is programming problem solving 101, okay? You're literally going to Google anything that, like an error pops up, you're going to Google it, okay? Google it or ask ChatGPT, whatever floats your boat, okay? And it says to do all of this stuff, okay? So do it, okay? I'm not going to hold your hand. You're going to be stuck in tutorial hell if I'm holding your hand for every single error, and then you're going to be like, oh my god, I'm stuck, okay? Is this an excuse for a bootleg tutorial video? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I'm shameless about it. Okay, but I spelled it wrong, and I think it cloned into pre-tained. Great, that's great. Okay, so in other words, let me just copy all of that into the original folder. Don't ask me that again. Great. And delete this one, because this one is the one I spelled wrong. Great. But if you did that right, it should clone into the right folder. All right, great. What is the next step? Right, for English, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you downloaded this for this. Okay, so download GPW models from this and then rename it to blah and then Chinese TTS only. Do you want to do Chinese TTS? Yes, do that. If not, no. So for UVR5, so okay, this stuff is all for the fine tuning. Are you planning on doing fine tuning? If yes, do that. If no, don't. Okay? So great. Once you have that done, it should be honestly good to run. Okay? So, how do I run? Well, let's see if there's any instructions here first. Okay? If not, I will give you the answer, but if it does, you would just have to read it. So, okay, dataset formatting, that's not us. Fine-tuning and inference. Okay, inference is us. Okay? So, Python Web UI. Great. So it says you can double click this or double click this. On Windows, I'm pretty sure you can do that, right? So, but for us, a surefire way to do it is just simply launching the Web UI. Where is the Web UI? That is a very good question, okay? The Web UI should be, if you see somewhere along webui.py. This is the file. Where is this file? It's in this main folder here. How do I go back to the main folder? cd ... It's the equivalent of doing this backwards arrow button, okay? So, once you have that, right, you're back in this folder. Okay? You're going to launch the Web UI by typing Python 3 if you're on Linux or Mac, but if you're on Windows, Python should be fine. Python 3 and then webui.py. And this should launch the Web UI. Okay? So hopefully that gives you some idea on how to navigate like the terminal and how to install these kinds of things. Because as a beginner, you're going to look at this and you're going to, oh my God, like what is this, right? But don't worry, right? As a beginner who wants to use like the top of the top technology, right? Installation is probably going to be your biggest challenge. But after you do it a few times, it's pretty chill. Okay. So again, right? How to read documentation is literally find the part that's relevant for you and then just go through it step by step without skipping anything but honestly, you know what? Maybe sometimes you skim over some stuff, you run into an error. Great. Google it, right? Just Google it. This is literally how you learn as a programmer, right? You're not going to watch some guy on a YouTube video like ramble for 20 minutes on literally how to solve every single problem. You're going to run into different problems based on your different stuff. It's like a whole myriad of problems that I cannot possibly cover in like, how long is this video now? 23 minutes? Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's just wonderful. I thought it was going to be a 10-minute tutorial, I'm not going to lie. Okay, but this is honestly going to take quite a while for the first time it runs because it's probably downloading or configuring some stuff in the background. Once again, okay, there are 2 errors you're going to maybe run into here. Okay, so the first one is NTLK. Okay, so this is their natural language tooling toolkit for Python. Okay, and what you're probably going to run into is download. This download error that says like average perception thing not found. Okay, so you're going to import NTLK. So what you do here is you basically create a new Python file here, and then you're just going to import this and then download this, and then make sure that it's going to say average perception tag or something. I remember that. And then you're just going to download and then follow the instructions here. It's actually not that difficult. But if you must, ask ChatGPT for help. Irresponsible tutorials fire in. It is what it is. Okay? So, it's still loading. Wow, that's going to take a while. Okay? The second error, I might as well... feel free to skip this part, by the way. You know what? Ruin my watch time for all I care. I'm joking, guys. I love you guys. Okay. It says running on local, so you should get a pop-up, but if you don't, just control-click this link. So you get a pop-up, and then boom, you're in. Congratulations. Hopefully, your installation has been without problems. But I highly doubt that if you're a beginner. In this case, ask ChatGPT for the third time I'm saying that. Okay. So this is all the fine-tuning and dataset formatting stuff. You're going to go to one gpt-sovits-TPS. You're going to click this tab, okay? And then it should have your GPU information as well as, your pre-trained models should be here, okay? That's what they asked you to download here. It should be in this folder, okay? But you have them in the right folder, therefore it can find it, therefore it is chill. Great. You're going to press V2. It should be already formatted. And then you're going to go, okay, this is fine-tuning and dataset formatting. You're going to ignore that for now. And then you're going to go to inference. For very basic inference, you're going to go here. And then there should be some Chinese, but this is for faster inference. You could click this. You could not click this. I don't care. But for now, just leave it unchecked and click this. Okay. Now you go back to your terminal and then it says, okay, it's running this one. And then, it's going to take another while to load that in. Okay, great. What else programming basics do I want to teach you while that is loading in? Because it's going to take a while. If you successfully got to this point, actually, congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back, actually. Because, you know what? Like, the reason why there's so many text-to-speech programs like 11 Labs is because, surprisingly, a majority of people can't really get to this stage, right? So, congratulations, right? Okay, this is gonna be a while. What should I fill the dead air with? Should I just cut this part out? No. Okay, stay with me, guys. Stay with me. How was your day? Hopefully, you're watching this 28-minute video now. Yeah, how was your day? Okay, great. Finally, I can stop chit-chatting with you guys. Okay, all keys match. Okay, so you're going to get all keys matched successfully, and then it's going to automatically run some stuff, and then it's going to bring you another link, which is 9872, not to be confused with 9874, okay? So you're going to open this in browser once again, but you can control-click this. I'm just going to control-click this time, okay? And then you're going to get this. Okay, great. You're in. Wonderful. Instructions are in English. Good luck, guys. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. All right. So how to use the very basics of it. Okay. So first of all, you're going to upload an audio file. Okay. Let's just say, for example, I have a few mono voice lines. Okay. So you're going to load that in and then we can play that. Actually.
Albedo.
Okay. That's English. Why is that English? Okay. You know what? It's fine. English is fine. For demonstration purposes, I just like the Japanese voices better. This is personal preference though, okay? Maybe I can't because I can't understand them? Probably, right? But you know what? Okay. So basically, you're going to load in an audio file. It says, read the fine print. It says, please upload within 3 to 10 seconds range. If this is not within 3 to seconds, don't worry. 3 to 10 seconds, don't worry. You can just cut it whenever you want. So let's just cut like a good portion of here. Generally, a good rule of thumb to get good voices, what I found is that you have to basically... a statement and a question should cover like 90% of the tonal intonations, but it's generally good practice to just get voice samples of what you actually want, right? So without fine tuning, it's actually pretty okay. So, for example, you can take this 7-second segment. That is a tongue twister. Okay, and you press trim, and then you basically, you can press play.
I envy his ability to solely focus on his research without getting bogged down in mundane worldly affairs.
Great, so you can preview that. Try not to get too much silence, otherwise it's a little wacky when that happens. But essentially, great. Now you're gonna transcribe it, okay? There is a no transcribe option, however, it's like if you have the transcription, just get the transcription. It's much better like that. Okay, so like this is the button. Don't click that button. Okay, so
I envy his ability to solely focus on his research without getting bogged down in mundane worldly affairs.
Oh, I should probably cut down the gasp at the end. That might interfere. You don't have to be too exact, but it's for my, I'm trying to keep things professional. Okay, so you set this to English, right? And then, okay, great. This is where the fun happens. You set this to English too, but it can do cross-reference actually. Does it do it well? You'll see it in the intro, but inference text, let's see here. I don't know. Hello. This is just a test to see if I set everything up right. Is it right or is it wrong? Right? It actually gets the tonal intonations of like the questions quite well. So you can leave everything here as is, or like I like to do it as English punked, right? So every punctuation, it just separates. This is just because you'll start to see like longer hallucinations if your text-to-speech is too long, but this helps with that. Okay, great. Start inference. The first time it's going to run, depending on your GPU, it's going to take a while. The second time it's going to run much faster, okay? So how do you know it's running? You get to see it in your terminal here. Okay, so it's there. Okay, once again, if you have NTLK or CUDA errors, do that. I've mentioned it 3 times, but you should get something along the lines of actual input reference and then all of this stuff. Okay, great. It's still loading. Wow. Okay, so again, the first time is going to take a while. Okay, the first time is going to take a while. In the meanwhile, I might find a better voice. Whoops, that is my recording right now. Let's see, where did I put it though? I'm gonna have to pull it up on the other screen. Bye. It should be done. Okay, great. Let's see.
Hello. This is just a test to see if I set everything up right. Is it right? Or is it wrong?
That's like, I'm telling you guys, this is absolutely insane for like a 7-second voice sample. Like to get it to this accuracy is already really, really good. Okay. And these, keep in mind, are on pre-trained models, and no additional inference. Now, if you ever wanted to do additional inference, right? You can just add some other ones. So this it says use optional reference audio files recommended to be of the same gender and average their tones, right? So you can have this from a different speaker, although it's like an emotional / tone averaging function. It improves it by a little bit. So don't add too many of them, but you can add a few, right? And then we can regenerate the same sentence just to see how it works. Okay, so this time it's much faster. And then
Hello. This is just a test to see if I set everything up right. Is it right? Or is it wrong?
See, a slight difference, but I'm not sure if that's just the randomness generation kind of thing. Okay? So great. Great. Wonderful. Wow. A 37-minute tutorial. Oh, Jesus. You know what? Honestly, this is good enough. If you want to get in more in depth, look into how to fine-tune this. However, that will definitely need CUDA as well as some other stuff, so make sure you get that right. I might do a quick comparison between the fine-tuned voices and the general model voices. But for all you guys who are looking for something quick and easy, like this is plenty enough. So great. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe if you found this helpful. Let me know if you want any other tutorial videos in the future. I usually cut all the Ray and yapping, but this is Ray and yapping in one video. All right, see you guys. Bye-bye.